Hello everyone, we're going to virtually install a Windows server here in VirtualBox. So we're going to link our mouse cursor into the new button and we're going to set our name for the virtual machine. I'm just gonna name it group 3. Then click next. And here we can set the virtual machine's hardware, RAM and virtual CPU mount into your own desire. Then click next. And in the next page we're just going to leave it default here. So we're going to click next. And this is the summary of what we did, setting up the RAM and CPU mouse storage. Then click finish. Here we are now. As you can see, we already set the CPU and RAM amount for our installation. Then we go to settings and we go to storage. So we go to empty disk and we're going to import the Windows server file into the VirtualBox. Click it. As you can see here, click it. Then click OK. And here we are. We imported the file, and as you can see in the storage, we already imported the file, and we are going now to start the installation. Just click start. As you can see, the VirtualBox machine is powering up. So here we are, VirtualBox machine 7.0, loading files. Okay, there. So we're going to set default here. I'm going to set everything default here because we're not privileged to have our own currency. And click install. And now, as you can see, the disk we're going to pick is the one with the server with GUI, as we can see in the description. We're going to click it. And then next. So we're just gonna scroll the licensing terms here and just click correct. Then next. So in here we're going to choose the custom install in our server, and we're going to click next.
So in this part of the process, the files are going to copy from our ISO file that we downloaded from the Microsoft website, and it's going to copy the files from the ISO file to our virtual machine. In this moment, we don't have to do anything. We just have to wait for the files to copy and wait for the operating system to load up.
Okay, now we are done copying the files. So we wait a little bit to load it up. So we're going to set our own password here for the administrator. Make sure you type the same password in the next. Then click finish. It's finalizing your setup, and now we're going to click on our alt control alt delete sign, keyboard. Then we're going to put the same password that we put one on the administrator. You click OK, and it's going to boot into the server. And here we are. The installation is finished. You can see, you can check out the networks. No. And here we are. This is it. Thank you, everyone.
After installing our OS, we are now in network configuration. Here we are going to set up the IP address as well as the DNS. First is you need to click this, configure this local server. As you can see, we still don't have IP address set up in this network. You can also check this by clicking this reload. Second, we need to click this one, the IPv4 address assigned by DHCP. And then in here, right click the Ethernet, click Properties, and in here we need to find the Internet Protocol version 4 or IPv4, which is this one. You need to double click. After that, in here we are going to use our IP address. We need to input all the information by clicking this one. Use the following IP address, and in the IP address I will be using the same as default in the internet. By checking it, we need to go to Start, click Search, type CMD, and then you need to type IP config. As you can see, the IPv4 address is here. You need to copy this. You need to take note of these three: the IPv4 address, the subnet masks, default gateway. And now we will put the IPv4 address in our IP address, which is 10.0.2.15. The subnet mask 255.255.255.0, and the default gateway is 10.0.2.2. I will be using the IP address in my network. And after putting all the information here, you need to click OK, and then OK, and we can check if it work by clicking it again. As you can see, IPv4 connectivity is in the internet. Close this, close this and refresh the local server. And here you can see the IP is already set up.
So hello everyone, we are going to be creating users and groups in Windows Server 2012. So to do that, click Tools and click Active Directory Users and Computers. So we're going to be creating 3 groups and 15 users, and to do that we need to create organizational unit, but since I already created mine, I won't have to do it again. The name of my organizational unit is USTP, as you can see in the video. So now we're going to create our first group. So to do that, right click and new and click group, and we have to make a name for our group. So the name of our first group is ICTS. Make sure the group scope is global and security. Once you're done, click OK. So there's our first group. We need to create our second group. So new group, and we have to name our new group. Just input the name, and once you're done, click OK. And for our last group, enter the name of our last group. And now we're done with our groups. Now we have to make our users. We're going to make 15 users, and we're going to add those users into our groups. 5 users per groups. So to do that, right click and click users, and we have to make a name for our user. Input the name. You can put a last name, but it's optional, so I won't have to input a last name. I just have to input first name. So type in first name, click next, and we have to make a password for our users. So make sure that you have an uppercase, lowercase, numbers and symbols on your password, so you won't have any trouble making a user. So once you're done, just click next and finish. There's our first user. So we will have to repeat this process for 15 times. Yes, create our second user. Type in the name for our second user. Type in a password. Click next and finish. you don't have to make 15 users to do this. This is just for project purposes. But yeah, what we are making right now is a basic user. When making a user, you have two options: to give a user administrator privileges and a basic user. So if you want to make administrator privilege users, you can do it, but for this video we're just gonna make a basic user. So now I think we're done with making 15 users. So I'm just counting it. Okay, so 15. So the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna add 5 users to each groups. So to check that, click on the group and members and type in the name that you want to add, then click check names and click OK. And we're gonna add 5 members to this group, so we're gonna repeat this process and add 5 members. So type in the names, check names and click OK. Okay, add another one until we add 5 members to each groups. Type in the name, check names and OK. So now there's 5 users in this group. Click apply and click OK. So now that's done. Next group. Okay, members, add members, type in the name of our members, check names and click OK. Now we're almost done, just adding more users and the last one, and now we're done. Click apply and click OK. So all the users now belongs to their groups, and let's check if they were members of their groups. Here they are, the members of the groups. Here they are. So that's how you create groups and users in Windows Server 2012 R2.
Gonna show how to apply permission, and so here this is our folder. You're gonna click that, right click it, properties, and go to security. We're gonna edit because we will be have a permission or access this folder. Let's add the first we're gonna add the groups, the ICTS, check names, add the HRMS and accounting, check names here. So we, we all added all the groups.
And now we're gonna edit, so the way we'll be able to write special permission, modify. Okay, gonna put all the groups to fully control. Mhm. And then we're going to add all the users for the specific permission for our folders, for our folder. Add advanced final. Wait, I forgot the names. I put it here so we can see the names of the users. Minimize the server, and then continue the permission. It's gonna access all these folders for security. And then we'll edit that. Now we're gonna add all the users for the specific permission. So it's for example, this group ICTS. Now ICTS, uh, for this group, for example, the group leader will be Joe. So we're gonna add Joe, check names, go. Okay. And then, so Joe is the group leader of the ICTS, and he will be have a full control of the folder. And apply that. Apply. And then the remaining of his group members. Um, so for his group mates, he will only have to write this folder contents read and execute, modify. No, we cannot modify. So that's that. Before before this assistant, we can have a full control of that. So we can help Joe, the leader of the group of ICTS, can help him modify. So we will have a full control. And next, RH, we're going to add all the members of IP and CTS. Check names, always check names, generate, apply, add again, and now for the HRMS, so the leader will be Oak. So the leader will be Oak. I'm going to add Oak, modify full control, is the leader HRMS, and his assistant. And for the remaining are the group members. Put that add again. And if there's so many members, users for in the server, you go to add, you go to advanced, you can go, oh no, add it, no, will not recommend you to not to use this. Just gonna put the name here, just put like this, Wins. Okay, not to click these check names, just put it, as long as it is correct, just enter, and there you go, the user is in there. So put right, apply, okay. And for the leader of the accounting, if we add accounting, oh there you go, the accounting, you have fully control of this um, folder. The leader can, oh, so as you can see, there were multiple names wrong, so just can fix that. Fully control, apply, then add. So that Kenneth is assistant. Enter, full control, apply, next, you just do it over and over again. So the users or group members have the specific permissions in a folder. Okay. Okay. That ready now. Yes. Okay, we did all, add all the groups. This is the groups, the users, and the group leader, and the group members also. So they have a specific permission, and that's how you do the permission. Just click OK. Photos.